Hello everybody, Brad Johnson here. In this video I'm going to be talking about connecting to the inner earth. Now, just not too long ago, I was able to communicate with a group that existed within the inner earth known as the Delphi. I know quite a bit about Corey Goode's own testimony relating to the idea of the Anshar, but I never really officially spoke to the Anshar. They're a completely different group. Basically, the Delphi had told me in the past that the Anshar basically represents kind of like an organization. They're not really the name of a race in that particular. They're more so of an organization, and there's different branches of that organization as well, and that the Delphi have some associations with the Anshar, but it wasn't really them being a part of that official group. But I really wanted to do this video just to get people familiar with the inner earth civilizations. Right now I am connecting a lot more with the Fae, so I kind of go into different groups through certain phases. First it's extraterrestrial, then it moved into inner earth, and then it moved more into the Fae. But basically with the inner earth civilizations, I wanted to make this video because I feel that in the times ahead we're going to be interacting with the inner earth civilizations a lot more. Now, Jonas has talked about this as well too, that there are negotiations taking place right now as it relates to several different types of inner earth groups that are going to be communicating with certain picked out people contained within the human race. So my interaction with the Delphi was basically short-lived. It wasn't until about a week ago, I feel, that I just started to connect with Nefertitis once again, and I was able to receive a transmission from him, but he's kind of like, not right now. Not much we can really share with you right now. And that was basically it in that way. So last time that I did speak with Nefertitis was when I was doing a webcast, I believe it was, on this channel. And he came through and he shared some information relating to a certain amount of land that is looking to be inhabited by humanity in the times ahead. Basically, the feeling I got from Nefertitis and the Delphi is that a lot of things have changed. I feel that that land is still going to be available, but there's basically a hunkering down in that way as it relates to the event. And basically I feel that a lot of the inner earth civilizations are just kind of hunkering themselves, or bunkering themselves, what do you want to call it? Hunkering or bunkering themselves down, getting ready for the event in that way. So the inner earth civilizations may be going into a type of stasis. I know Corey Goode may have also talked about something similar relating to the Anshar and what they're going through as well too. And the Delphi would agree with that, and that they too are going into like a type of suspended animation or a type of stasis, at least from our perspective. From their perspective, they may not be quote-unquote frozen in time, but from our perspective, it would certainly seem that way. But basically there is a calling, a summoning for many people, and of course I know a lot of the subscribers on my channel are very intelligent, and so I know that they may already have some contacts with some of the inner earth beings, and if so, that's great, because it is just about being able to narrow this gap between division that's happened between the inner earth races and the humanity as well too. Of course, relating to the Fae as well too, they are starting to come a lot more closer to humanity and also bridging that gap. So with my communications with Adronis and other ET civilizations that he has communicated with through his behalf, telling me about what's going on, there is like a type of galactic-based, I guess you could say, charter that's being created right now. That's helping to bring humanity into a closer connection with themselves, with the Earth, and that ET civilizations are not looking to interfere in the times ahead. And so this is allowing humanity to grow, to have growth. And so this is almost kind of like a declaration, kind of like a galactic declaration of independence in that way, of what is attempting to be forged here. And that a lot of the guardian races are taking care of that. So that's something that's happening. And of course, on the inner Earth front, from the Delphi or from the Anshar, from the Sasquatch beings, from insectoid races, from certain reptilian races, there may also be certain treaties that are coming together as well too. It all just depends, because it's not really looking into thinking that one particular human race that's existing within the inner Earth is going to all together hang out with humans and want to be a part of their community as well. It's very divided, right? This is what I've noticed with the Delphi, is that the Delphi themselves are very friendly. There's a very loving energy to them, but they are xenophobic, right? They're very, very discerning about what they're willing to share with people. Even when I was having an empathic interfacing with Nefertitis, it was very, very specific relating to what he wanted to discuss. He really just did not want to give too much away. Even when I went to connect with the Delphi and looking more into their inner Earth civilization, they only showed me a very small amount of things. I was able to see a small temple, and then I was able to get a quick glimpse of their landmass, and it looks like Sweden. It was like really, really beautiful. Just all this open land, and again, it looked like you were just standing in Sweden, right? You just had all this open land, and which is gorgeous, right? But that's all I really got a glimpse of. They really wouldn't show me much else there. But basically, when I attempted to connect with the Delphi, and this was a few months back, basically I went under a type of psychic attack. I went into the inner Earth, and I was intercepted, and there was some type of creature. It almost looked like a type of dragon. It may have been a Draco in that way. But basically, I was in my pyramid that I had when I was living in Victoria. I had my pyramid, I was sitting in the pyramid, and I was meditating and doing some work with like Qigong, energy, Qi cultivation. And it was on the morning when that happened, because I woke up from sleep and I could feel this. It first started with this strange woman, right? She had just this really unpleasant look on her face. My intention before going to sleep that night was to connect with the Delphi, to connect with Nefertitis, and see if I could get a tour of the Delphi, right, in regards to their own inner city. And basically, as I connected with that energy, I was intercepted halfway. And there was this woman, and again, she just, I guess she would kind of look like middle-aged in that way, but she just had this really unpleasant, devious look. It's almost like her eyes were just widening and like almost like a devilish smile in that way. And it was very, very unpleasant to witness. And after that, I was able to kind of move past her. I was able to kind of go through the stream, and then I was able to connect with the Delphi. But through that kind of look that she connected with me, it felt like there was some type of intrusion, some type of interception that was taking place. And again, like I said, the next day when I woke up, and it was around the evening, and I went into the pyramid, I was doing some meditation, and all of a sudden, as I was lifting my energies up into a higher vibrational frequency, there was this dragon face that came in. And again, it kind of looked like a Draco in that particular way. And it was basically just trying to intimidate me, like, roar, because I was bringing my energies up into a very high, loving vibration. And it just like popped into my vision, my third eye vision. And it almost kind of like it had kind of an eerie rainbow energy to it. And it was just like a rah, like that. And I just kind of smiled at it and said, "Oh, hello, brother. Nice to meet you," right? And I was actually reaching out and trying to give him a hug, and he was like, rah, right? And just left, right? So I just greeted him with love. And that's all I do. I've had beings try to scare me in the past as well, too, but I'm just like, oh, come on. Let's hug it up right here, right? Let's embrace. Let's love each other. And they can either embrace with me or they leave. And that's basically what this creature did, was leave. But it wasn't until shortly after that meditation that I went outside. I was just going to go to the store. And then I had this crow that was flying over and just brushing the top of my head. And he did that a total of 3 times. He just came over, whoosh, just barely, tapped my head, and then flew up around power lines. And then he came back down again, poof, and brushed me again. And what I was receiving was that crow was sent by the Delphi to basically clear out the crown chakra, because there was basically like tendrils and attachment energies contained at the crown when I was asleep that night to connect with the Delphi. And so basically this crow was just gently brushing my head to get that energy out. After the crow did that, I went back into meditation a short while later, and I was able to go into the full love cultivation that I was aiming for previously, and that energy was gone. So thankfully for that crow as well too, it was helping me to release this energy from the crown chakra that had been tainted, that had been intercepted, again, by this strange woman. So it really started with this woman, and then it had this kind of dragon-type Draco energy to it altogether. So I'm just telling people this because the inner Earth civilization is very much in duality, which means that there are races that are happy to work with us to a certain extent, and there's races that absolutely despise us and do not want anything to do with us. And if it's basically the idea that even in the astral body, if a human goes into the inner Earth and it feels like that astral body is going into their territory, they will intercept you, right? And I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but it's just getting an idea that if you do want to work together with an inner civilization, inner Earth civilization, making sure that they are working with you, performing methods that will ensure that you have safe travel. All right, so if you're going into dream state and you're connecting with the Delphi, or you're connecting with the Anshar, or whoever else it may be, it's just very, very important that when you are connecting with these beings, that it's almost kind of like opening up like a secure line in that way, right? They're helping you to basically portal you in, or they may again help with you in the astral realm and basically putting fields around you so you're not being intruded upon by these other civilizations that exist there. And again, I know like the Sasquatch people, some of them are nice, some of them really can't stand us. And it's very, very dualistic, right? It's almost like looking at countries inside the Earth, territories. And again, there's some that will be happy to work with us, and some that really just wish we were dead, right? That's how intense it is. So it's very much like the duality that we have here on the surface as well too. So if you do feel a connection with the inner Earth beings, if you are feeling great communication with them, great. Just making sure that if you do decide to go into their territories, that if you're visiting them in the astral state, whatever it may be, that they are doing what they can to ensure that you have safe travel, because there can be some very monstrous energies in the inner Earth. And again, the intention here isn't to scare anybody, but it's just to keeping you informed that it's no more different than as if we were to connect with ETs or even the Fae as well too. The Fae have a lot of duality to them. ETs have a lot of duality to them. But it's just making sure that you have that type of energy that's working together with you in that way. With Nefertitis and the Delphi, I felt that they could have put a little bit more of a guardianship relating to my energy working together. But after that happened, they basically just kind of cut out contact and saying, no, we can't. We don't want Brad to come here because he'll be at risk. He could be taken over again. He could be intercepted again. And we don't want that to happen. And that's understandable. But again, you have to understand that these inner Earth beings aren't perfect by any means. Some of them feel that the energy of this particular host may be very good, and they'll be able to take care of themselves and come right into our domain. So that's kind of what it felt like. It felt like there was an open door to the Delphi, and as soon as I went there, it was like, poof, interception, right? And that's what happens. I know Corey Good has also talked about his experiences relating to a woman that came into his room and was intruding upon him as well. So absolutely, this can happen. And I had a woman just, again, telepathically, psychically attack. And it was just completely out of the blue. Like, Delphi will take care of it. They'll bring me through this kind of secure channel and go through. And it was even my own carelessness as well, too. Because usually I just felt, okay, well, I can just go right to the Delphi. Shouldn't be a problem, right? And then I learned the hard way, right? So this is something that's very, very real. And if you really don't learn how to love these energies, even if they feel grotesque, even if they feel hideous, because the beast that was basically showing itself in my third eye vision was quite a grotesque looking monster, right? It was not pretty by any means, but I still embraced it with love. And that really helps to let the energy leave your space. And then, of course, the crow came through and help to clear that out. So I have an even more fonder respect for the crows now than I ever have before. So I was very, very appreciative that that happened. But again, this is just a heads up for everybody. We are going through some immense changes right now. We are going to look into some civilizations from the inner earth that are going to be working together with us. And I'm pretty sure many of you may already be acquainted with these beings. But again, it's just being conscientious, being aware, making sure that you are able to meet these beings without any particular forms of intrusions or interceptions that may come together in your way. So do it with care. Be responsible. I had to learn the hard way as well too. And hopefully in the times ahead, I'll have some more information relating to Nefertitis and the Delphi, or perhaps a new group that may come together as well. May even be something with the Fae also, which again, I'm working with them right now as well too. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope all this makes sense, and I'll talk to you guys again in another perspective of the now. Namaste, and may it be well with you. Goodbye. Thank you everybody for tuning in to New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Please feel free to visit our website, newearthteachings.com. Private sessions, digital courses, blog, free media, and a lot more. Again, newearthteachings.com. Thank you so much, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the next video. Take care.